All right, guys, I appreciate everybody taking time to check out my latest offering here on Cars and Bids. We have a super duper cool 987.2 best year Cayman, one owner, clean Carfax, 114,000 miles. I am trying to get service records from the previous owner. I haven't had any luck yet. But you can just tell, and I hope that comes through in my pictures and videos. I mean, this car was cared for. I mean, on top of everything else, we got Michelins that were put on about a year and a half ago. You know, if somebody doesn't care about their car, they don't put Michelins on it. It's just super clean, very few cosmetic imperfections to point out, which we're gonna do here in the walk around. First of all, on the bumper here, there's a little scratch, or two scratches and a little gouge. Kind of, there's the crest, so kind of like that's, you can orient yourself on the bumper there. Then we have rock chips, as you would expect on the hood from the mileage. Obviously, this car was driven, which is great. We kind of like to see them used as they're intended to be used. So what I had done, we had the headlights refinished. They were foggy as per usual. I did the oil change myself. I had the headliner. The headliner has been redone. It was, you know, starting to come down. Pretty common for these. I do a lot of headliners. And then we did a water pump on it. There was a little bit of like crusty residue on the weep hole. It was not actively leaking, but I didn't want to let that go, so we did a water pump, we did a belt, and then we did coolant, of course, when you do the water pump, because to not do coolant would be quite silly. So going around the car, cosmetically, scratches, dings, dents, anything to point out, really not a whole lot to mention. I did notice there's some very light scuffs on the bumper here. This is right under the tail light. I mean, if I didn't point these out, I doubt anybody would even notice them, but they are there. The wheels are all in really good shape. There's no curbing, none of the clear is coming off any of the wheels. It is worth noting the quarter windows and the back glass is tinted. The front windows are not. Maybe it has something to do with regulations in the state at one point, because they have that thing that clips over windows to test the tintedness, and you can't test the rears and the quarters. So maybe that has something to do with it. I'm not sure. It doesn't look bad. You can tell that I have the driver's windows down. I mean, here's the passenger. You can obviously see the difference. So maybe tint the front windows, maybe don't worry about it, maybe take the tint off the rest. I mean, if it were me personally, I wouldn't worry about it. It's not a big deal. It doesn't look bad. You don't even really notice. Again, kind of one of those things, if I didn't mention it, I really doubt anybody would even pick up on it, but I try to point out everything I know about these. It's better for you guys and better for me. What else? Oh yeah, the rock guards. So these are all cracked up. I mean, it's pretty common every 997, 987. Nothing, I mean, it's just kind of part of it. Now you can get them taken off. I would be really hesitant to. I would be afraid of what it would do to the paint. I have seen guys had them removed, and then what they replace them with is like solid black covers, so if there is paint damage, you don't see it. Again, if it were me, I wouldn't worry about it. You're just kind of asking for more trouble than it's worth, in my opinion. All right, so now we're gonna do a light check. We're gonna pop the front and the back and demonstrate that the poppers work. We're gonna turn off the stereo. As you can see, headliner, brand new, great shape. All right, front, rear. So here's the rear. Everything is good there. So it's, you have some glare on the tail lights. You can tell park lights or running lights, whatever you want to call them. Hazards, check. This side, park lights, hazards, check. Our hazards side marker, check. These headlights came out really good too. I mean, they look like glass. I have a really good headlight guy. It's amazing what he does. I have not checked the fog lights, so let's see if they work. I'm kind of assuming they do, but I haven't checked them, so let's be sure. Alright, fog light check. Fog light check. And the spars coming on like they are intended. Front pop check. So I wanted to mention one other thing about this, and I'm going to mention this in my comments. So you could say, well, it doesn't have a lot of options, and you would be right. It does have heated seats, which is nice. It has different wheel. You know, it has. I'm not sure the name of these wheels. I have to look back at the build, but you don't see these wheels every day. But in my experience over the last few months, selling 911s or 996s, 987s, etc., the more basic builds have actually performed better. I mean, it could be a reflection of, you know, the less options, the less stuff, quote unquote, on these cars, the less you have to worry about braking, which in the long run, that could mean lower, you know, repair bills if you don't have as many options and power things to worry about braking. I don't know. I don't really know why. It's just a trend that I've seen with my auctions. Granted, I'm not looking at everyone's auctions, or I'm not looking nationally. It's just my own personal experience with ones I've sold recently, that the more basic ones actually do better than the heavy builds, which is a little, it's interesting, but that's how trends go. So we do have the tan interior. It does have that soft touch that we love so much. And yes, it's marked up. It's not terrible. You know, it's way better than some that I see, especially with this mileage. You can tell the owner was careful, but unfortunately it's gonna happen. Like, here's the mirror triangle, and then down here on the armrest, you know, you can see little scuffos in the soft touch. The hinge here is good, no issues there. The only thing to really demonstrate over here is the passenger seat back, which is power. Everything else is manual. We have the manual crank to move the bottom of the seat. We have fore and aft manual. There's a stain here on the floor mat. I truthfully didn't try to get it up. It might come right off. And then the Porsche patch is loose there on the corner. Not a big deal, but just trying to point everything out. I did want to point out all the slats and the vents are all intact. I fixed a lot of those. It's kind of a pain. It's not impossible. It's just kind of tedious. All right, now we're going to jump on inside here. We are going to turn off the lights so I don't leave them on, and we're going to turn off the hazards so nobody thinks we're getting mugged. So driver's window, obviously, check. Good. Oh, I got to turn this off. There we go. Passenger window, check. Our vents here are in good shape. Slats are not broken. All the adjustments function properly. The driver's side vent, check. We're gonna do our mirror. And it's worth pointing out the switch is not loose. These comes loose all the time. And again, on the soft touch, you know, scuffos. It's just kind of it's a Porsche thing, like it or not. So there's our mirror. So we do have one key. The lock unlock function works. One key. All right, so there's all our gauges. We're obviously at temp. Turn signals, check. High beams, check. All right, onboard computer, check. TPMS, check. I'm about to sneeze, so forgive me if I do. And then we're gonna go to info, no messages, check. All right, gauge is over here, everything good. Paddle shifter is good. Check our horn, check our wipers. Trust me, you don't check the horn until you need to check the horn, and then you wish you checked the horn. I've been in some of these cars, 996s, while I'm still working through my process on them, and I've had to put horns in a few, and you think, oh, it's just a horn, yeah, until you almost get run off the road. Hinge over here, driver's side cubby, check. Cup holders, use at your own peril, but they are intact. And they actuate properly, and they stay closed properly. And all the little doors. And to note, this is actually a very tight fit. There's a spring up in here. Right, where's my finger? There's a spring in there, and there's like a little retainer. I fixed those also, and when the retainer starts going, this part sags down. Ugh. It's not a big deal, it's just annoying. Alright, we're gonna check our lights. Check. Lights, check. Rear lights. Wait, wrong one. Let's come on with a door, I think. Yeah, rear light. Check. Oh yeah, no floppy door handles. I fix a lot of the floppy door handles. If you've looked at 987s, there's a catch down here, kind of like a ratchet, and they break. And then these door handles get all floppy. And the biggest thing, again, is well, it is kind of a big deal. It's super annoying because the window. So this is the drop down feature, and if you're driving around and this door handle's floppy, as you're driving, the windows, it's actually pretty freaking annoying. Drop down passenger side, check. We have both our vanity mirror covers are intact. Lights function. Of course, these don't fall off as often as the 996s, but they still do. All right, where were we? So, don't have a lot of problems with the radios on these. So this is the Sound Plus, which is the more basic radio. I have not pulled the door panels, but I actually had to turn the bass down, as you can see, because I have a feeling that these woofers, the big ones, the door woofers, have been replaced because they don't normally last. 2009, 19. It's crazy. This car is 16 years old. Yeah. Shows you where my brain is right now. Not thinking what year it is. Anyway, those woofers don't like to last, so I would think maybe they have been replaced. I don't know that for a fact though. Anyway, all right, heated seats. Driver's side good, passenger side good. That was aggressive. Rear defrost. I wasn't quite ready for that. Okay, temperature. Everything's good on the climate. Don't really have a lot of issues with the climate systems in the .2s. Spoiler. We demonstrated that works. Oh, and we're going to put her down. Okay. Well, PSM is not standard, I don't think, but it does have PSM, so you can turn it on, you can turn it off. I'm going to say this car was not smoked in, but we're going to look at the lighter together. I forgot to check that. Yep. So our ashtray is good. Our hinge back here is good. E-brake engages like it should. Probably wasn't used much because we had a PDK. So that's really it. You know, I do want to point out again the soft touch. It's just a crappy design. It's kind of one of those things where you want to call up Porsche and be like, "Come on, guys, we can do better." But kind of part of it. Not much you can do about it. All right, guys. I guess that does it. I'm yawning. Oh my goodness, it was an early wake up. So there we go. Super cool car. And we're going to run it back and get it sold. And if you have any questions, by all means, just let me know. And thank you.